What's up, y'all? It's your girl Aniyah and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about, sorry y'all, somebody pulled up on the golf cart. Today we're going to be talking about how I passed my medical assistant exam. So in that, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 essential tips that I have came up with. I'm doing this. Why am I look like I'm about to grab something? Like 5. Not this, but 5. 5 essential tips that I think will really help you if you're about to take your medical assistant exam, more specifically the NHA CCMA exam. So that's what I'm going to be giving you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, smash that like button and look around on my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you like what you see, then go ahead and subscribe to become a part of our family, okay? Okay, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and go ahead and keep on watching. So, tip number 1 that I have is plan your topics and or make a schedule. I kind of lump those two together into one, but when I say plan your topics, I think we all know that whenever you take, or you know that if you are studying for it or have studied for it or whatever the case may be, that whenever you take this medical assistant exam, you're going to have a variety of different topics, right? So it could go anywhere from vital signs to pharmacology to just basic etiquette whenever you're talking to a patient, right? And you're gonna have to go ahead and plan which topic you're going to tackle each day or each week, depending on how long you're gonna be studying for. I studied for 2 weeks, so my topics were like each day or each 2 days if it was a big topic. And what this is gonna help you do is it's gonna help you stay on track, and it's gonna help you make sure that you don't miss anything. So whenever you break down all the content into different topics, into different days, that helps you digest the information more, right? Instead of saying, okay, on Monday I'm gonna study, and if you don't say what you're studying or what you're gonna attack that day, then you're not really going to have any guidance. So you're gonna sit down at your desk. I know, I was a student for 4 years when I was in college. I already know how it works. You're gonna sit down at your desk, be ready, motivated, boom, you're gonna sit there, and then you're just gonna start looking over random stuff. Nothing is really gonna click, and you're gonna just feel like about 10-20 minutes into feeling motivated, you're gonna get on your phone, and then it's gonna be like pointless. So because of that, you want to make schedules, and you want to do, okay, on Monday I'm going to go over vital signs, and on Tuesday I'm going to go over pharmacology, and pharmacology is typically a pretty big one. So you could be like, on Wednesday I'm going to go over pharmacology part 2, so I'm going to go over pharmacology again, and then on Wednesday I'm going to do this, on Thursday I'm going to do this. And you could even go as far as to break it up by hours. So you know, if you're going to study for 4 hours a day, you could be like, the first half of the day I'm going to focus on reading and trying to find information and pick out information that I think is going to be important. The second half of the day I'm going to focus on testing myself on the information, seeing what I know, what I don't know, and really just making sure that that information sticks in my brain. So you can break it down as far as you want to. I pretty much just kept it at just planning out the topics because I kind of already knew what kind of system I wanted to follow. But you can do whatever works for you. So if breaking it down by hour works for you, then girl, do that. If breaking it down just by the day works for you, do that. If breaking it down by the week works for you because you need about a month to study instead of 2 weeks, do that. Whatever you need to do, just make sure that you don't leave a study time frame and a study day too broad. Make sure that you don't go into it like, okay, I'm gonna study a little bit of everything today, because whenever you study a little bit of everything, I mean, unless you have some type of photographic memory or something that I don't know about, then go off. But if you don't, because I definitely don't, then I think it'll be a lot more beneficial for you to just go ahead and break it down and make sure you're hitting one thing at a time, so that your brain only has to focus on one thing at a time, so that it will, so then you'll be able to digest the information much better. No sir, we're not doing that. Yep, lay back down. The next thing that I'm going to tell you about Tip number 2 is make acronyms and personal references to your life that can translate to like medical terms and medical lists and things that you have to remember. So I'm just gonna say this because it's on the top of my mind. How to Eat Fried Worms. That's a movie that we used to watch, or I used to love whenever I was a kid, and we used to watch it, I think in elementary school, not even sure when this movie came out. But if you remember, if you know you're gonna remember how to eat fried worms, and there is like a list that you can associate that with, and it can help you on the test, then definitely do that. So make acronyms, acronym after acronym after acronym, make it. I know specifically it would probably be beneficial for you to make an acronym for like the drug classes, the different classes of drugs. So in the classes of drugs, they'll have like Schedule 1, Schedule 2, Schedule 3, Schedule 4, Schedule 5. So you can kind of remember the classes of drugs. You can definitely make an acronym for that if you need to, or really anything else that's in the study material, period. I just know acronyms and personal references, maybe like stories that you can think of, or maybe you can tie it to people or specific experiences, and then that will help you remember it on the test. My tip number 3, and this is a big one that I use not only with the medical assistant exam, but also with like while I was in college and I had to take exams and stuff. Use apps and websites and things that you can use on all your devices. So if you have a laptop, I have a laptop, an iPad, and an iPhone. I have a MacBook, an iPhone, and I have a MacBook, an iPad, and an iPhone. And whenever I am studying something, more than likely I will put my information into a Quizlet just so I can have that information available on my phone too as well. So if you're not familiar with Quizlet, Quizlet is like a study tool that you can use, and you can get on there, you can make virtual flashcards, and then once you make your flashcards, you can do different things with them. They have like tests on there that you can take where they'll jumble up your flashcards and you'll have to take a test. They have matching on there. They have you can put pictures into your note card. You can have your note cards speak your note cards out loud if you want to just listen to them. So Quizlet has a lot of things to offer. Mostly what I use it for, because I typically don't like to use it for just the traditional flashcard piece of it. I just like to use it for just the flexibility of being able to have it on all of my devices. So there's a Quizlet app that I can use on my laptop, I can use it on my iPad and my iPhone. So that means that if I'm at the grocery store waiting for Rico to come out, if he ran in there to get something, I can just pull out my phone real quick and just go over some terms. As opposed to like writing all of your material and only being able to access it at the house, or having to drag it with you everywhere you go. If you want to study somewhere, you'll just have all of that on your phone, and that's just super convenient, right? Because you just pull out your phone, just like we do for everything else, for Instagram, social media, all of that. Just pull out your phone and there it is. So I found that very helpful for on the go studying, so I don't have to pack around a whole bunch of stuff all the time, and I don't even have to take my laptop to study. I can literally study from anywhere, study at the gas station, study at Walmart, anywhere. So yeah, that's gonna be my tip number 3. My tip number 4 is going to be note, no, that's not what my tip number 4 is going to be. So my tip number 4 is going to be take practice exams until you get at least an A. And when I say at least an A, I mean at least a 90% or above. Because practice exams are going to be the best way for you to not only learn the material, but also get into that testing mindset, right? Like, go all in, time yourself, see how long it takes you to finish. If you're doing a time test, if your test isn't timed, then you don't really have to time yourself. It'll be nice if you just wanted to finish in a certain amount of time, but this is more so for people who are taking tests that are timed, because I know the medical assistant exam is timed. I think they gave like 4 hours to take it, which seems like a lot of time, but if you are not in the headspace to be taking an exam, and if you have a little test anxiety, like I know I have a little bit of test anxiety, so I tend to freak myself out a bit, then taking practice exams beforehand and timing yourself beforehand can really help you get into you know, just the vibe of taking tests. It'll help you not freak yourself out if you're that type of person that typically does that. And it'll overall just help you get used to the feel of the type of questions that will be on the test, so that when you get on the test, you don't get thrown off by the type of questions that they're asking. Most of the time, whenever people freak out on a test, it's not really so much so about not knowing the material. A lot of the times they know the material because they've been studying. It's just about the way that people ask the questions, and they're kind of more so thrown off about that, because whenever you study a lot of terms, you study what things mean, and when you go into a test that's more so about analysis and critical thinking, then it kind of throws you off, because it's like, okay, they're not asking me what syncope means. Like, you know, they're asking me X, Y, and Z and how X, Y, and Z affects ABC. So that's more so why people find themselves failing, if you are somebody that struggles with that. So definitely take practice exams beforehand. Do not just study and not do any practice tests and then go into the real thing and then, you know, let yourself be freaked out, because there are resources that have practice exams for you to do. Cough, cough. If you're talking about my medical assistant certification, the NHA exam has practice exams that you can do. And even though every concept on that's going to be on the exam is not going to be on the practice exams, they're still very beneficial, because you get to see how NHA asks questions, like what type of format the questions are going to be in, and it gets you used to that type of feel. Because I tell people all the time in my comments, and I tell people so many times that even some of you guys, some of my subscribers, you know, if I don't get to a comment fast enough, you guys will even jump in and tell them what my answer is, and thank you. Most of the time, whenever I see you answering a question for me, I go in and I like your comment, just to solidify that that's what I would have said. So thank you guys for helping me out, because it can get repetitive. But I've said this plenty of times before. The NHA practice exams will absolutely not, you guys, no, will not be word for word the exact questions that are on your real exam. They will not. So don't go into it thinking that the whole practice exam is going to just be copy and paste the other exam. It's actually, the questions are actually quite different from the practice exams. What is the same is the concepts. They pull the same concepts from the practice exams, and they pull the same format, the same question format from the practice exams, and put them into the real exam. But the people who make the test are not dumb. They're not going to put the same questions on one and then, you know, recycle them over to the other. You may see a question or two that looks similar, but if it looks similar, I wouldn't get too excited, because they may have changed like one word or a couple of words and flipped it around, so that you're looking for something different and it just looks similar. So they do a very good job of making sure that even if you take the practice test, you won't just automatically get 100 on the test. They do a very good job of that. So putting this in a video to put this to rest. Don't know if y'all gonna watch this video all the way through to even get to this point, but hopefully y'all do, and y'all know that it is not gonna be the same. But it is still a huge help, and if it wasn't a huge help, I would not be on here advocating for practice tests this hard. Especially because you guys know that I've done it. I've done the practice exams. I got like 96% on the practice exams, and then I went to my real test and I passed that exam. So what I'm telling you is not bull crap. I'm being for real. It actually does help. I just don't want you to go into it thinking that it's gonna be an exact replica, because it is not. That's absolutely not the case. And even people in my comments who have done the same thing that I have done, they will even tell you that it is not the exact replica. So there you go. That's that on that. But still do it though. Still take the practice test, because it's very helpful. Okay, my last tip. Boom. My grand tip number 5. And this is something for even if, like, medical assistant, regardless of what the exam, what the test is. I don't care what it is. If you're in college, you know, if you're whatever you're doing, that you got to study for something, this is my biggest tip, because this is something that I did in college that I regret deeply to this day, and it's something that I will not do moving forward. So do not, no, actually let me reword that. So write everything. Writing as opposed to typing helps so much, you guys. It helps you, like, whenever you write something out, it really gets ingrained into your brain better than if you were to type it. So if you type it, we are very smart. Our brains are very smart. Like, we can be typing something and doing 3 to 4 other things at the same time and not even be digesting what we're typing, because we could just be copy and pasting whatever it is that we're typing, right? So if you're taking information from a website or a book or something and just typing it over, your brain is not really even grasping what it's typing most of the time. I mean, unless you're just really focused on what you're typing, I just don't think your brain is going to grasp it as well as if you were to actually write it out. Because when you write it out, your brain has to think a little bit harder about it as opposed to just tapping buttons on a laptop. So whenever I was in college, this is the mistake that I made, because I was thinking, oh yeah, you save time. You type it, boom. Especially when you're sitting in a lecture and you got this man lecturing freaking fast as crap, and then you want to get all the information down, but you're not learning anything. So what I figured out is what I have to do. So what I figured out was really what I should have been doing was creating myself, looking at the slides beforehand, creating myself a template beforehand, a template of the slides, and just like noting like small things that the professor was saying that I think were worthy of taking note of. I should not have been trying to get all the information at one time in a 50-minute class. That is not what I should have been doing. And if I could go back and do it over again, I would not do that, because I realized that I was not learning a lot by doing that. So write everything. Get you a notebook, title it medical assistant exam notebook, and just fill that thing up with stuff. I mean, I don't think I have my notebook that I use, because this would have been a while ago, but I had this little notebook, or I actually had 2 notebooks that I had that were dedicated to just medical assisting, and I just wrote things down. Whenever I would take practice tests, I would write the questions down that I missed so that I could go back to them and address them later on after I got done taking the test. So write everything, y'all. I promise that it will help a lot more than typing. Do not type. Not on a computer, not on a phone, not on your iPad with your keyboard attached. Write everything. Okay? Okay. I'm trying to help y'all now, because I love y'all. Y'all my subscribers. Y'all my people. Y'all my friends. So I want to help y'all. And that is my advice from me to you, and it is specifically for the NHA medical assistant exam, CCMA exam, but a lot of this advice could be used for something else if you needed to, if you were just studying for anything. So that is my little piece of advice. I don't know what I said. That is my little piece of advice from me to you. I love y'all. Y'all know I do. And make sure you guys stay tuned for more videos, because it is coming. Okay? Alright, make sure you guys hit that like button as always. If you are new here and you made it to the end of this video, then you are an OG. You are now an OG. Thank you for watching this whole video. And I love you too. And I hope you decide to subscribe. I can't talk. You're gonna be like, I ain't subscribing to her because she can't even talk. I hope you decide to subscribe to this video after you look around on my channel. And I feel really good about where we're going, you guys. It's the new year. Like, I'm feeling really good about this YouTube channel and where I'm trying to go with you guys, where we're gonna go together. And I'm really just into it. I'm coming into it with a good mindset. I'm really trying to develop this. So yeah, this is I'm hopeful. I guess I could say I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, and I am determined to get the ball rolling with this thing. So let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. I love y'all. I hope y'all had a happy new year. I hope y'all had a very, very Merry Christmas. I'm so sorry. I should have made a post and said that I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, but now I'm telling you guys that I hope you had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a very, very prosperous year full of blessings and blessings and blessings, and just, you know, I hope you reach every goal that you set at the end of this year. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I hope you reach every goal that you have set for yourself to achieve this year. We all gonna be working. 2022 be good to us all. Okay, with that being said, I am out. Love y'all. Bye.
Tell me that it's over. Tell me that it's over. No, I don't deserve you. But I never told you. There's too many things I can let you in a place. I just grab you by the waist and